I am. I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
Just we.
And I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am. I am.
I am Upward Bound. 70 program, Mr. Smith, Mr. Guilford, wherever everybody.
Smith is what I'm
My name is Larry Hughes, as I said. I'm going to start at the beginning of my life to kind of show you what kind of impact this program does have. How many of you heard Plainview?
Oh, yeah. I worked there for 16
That's
years.
where I'm from, so you know. I just had a conversation back there about South High School. That's where I graduated from. Somebody I was talking to told me they're a Titan. I told them, well, I'm a colonel.
Right.
Back in that day, they had a Confederate soldier out in the courtyard, 15 by 20 foot Confederate flag in the gym. The school fight song was I Wish I Was in Dixie. And by the time I got to Upward Bound, I was full of vengeance and hate, and along with about three others, Roger, Cozell, and we were just kind of bitter, okay? So when we got there, we had a few issues, but Mr. Smith grabbed me, pulled me to his side with his dashiki on. We kind of kicked back on some bean bags in the common over there at Fairmount Towers. And he just kind of acted as a father figure to us. And just kind of talked with us. Didn't try to tell us what to do, but just kind of, those questions, leading questions. And he went on with us like that until there was a dialogue. And it went on all through the program, actually. And but let me kind of straighten it out to me here right fast. I wanted to be a psychologist, I thought at first, and that was kind of like where I was going through. I was in Psych 101 during the program and everything over here, up until they had a sensitivity class. And I don't know if you Psych 101, anybody ever go through that class? Well, I was going through the 101 in Upward Bound. They blindfold everybody in the class, and they have you go touch somebody's face and feel on them. This lady felt on me and said, "It's a nigger." Ooh. That just kind of was a blow to my stomach right there, everything. And I kind of just stopped going to class, you know what I'm saying? Until Mr. Smith came and got me and said, "Well, what are you going to do here?" I said, "I can't do that anymore." So they sit down and talk with me, and I told them, well, this is what I wanted to do. I had some issues with mathematics. Not that I was ignorant of it. I could do math. I was good at algebra, but I didn't work the equation. And they gave me a D because I never got the wrong answer. I just never worked the equation. I would tell my teacher, "Hey, you can't add or subtract the letters, so why am I doing it? I'm trying to work with the numbers here and get to my answer." So, but Mr. Ellis, I don't know if any of you knew him. Was it Jimmy Ellis? Yeah. Mr. Ellis sat down with me. He's tutor counselor, right? He was a teacher. He was a teacher? He sat down with me over in the Commons at night, and he would help go over math and explain, "Hey, this is what you do. You carry this over here, do this," until I got that down. I had a little problem with punctuation. I could write. I'm good at writing a letter, 500 pages if you want, but it'll never be punctuated right. Okay. But once again, like I said, somebody took the time to sit down with and help me straighten all of this out as I went through Upward Bound. And, not to correct somebody, but I don't know if you remember the Jackson 5. Larry Graham, Michael Cates, Smiley, the Theophilus Barn. They're the ones that actually put together the Humpers. And so you know. And we had something we started there, an Afro-American Culture Workshop or something. I remember we started that back in '68, I believe it was, because it was one of the things that was just necessary here. I think I got introduced to Miss Johnny McKeever. I think she was.
Miss McKeever.
What was her title?
She was a mother. She was a mother for the program. We had mother coordinators.
She was my neighbor in Plainview, and she convinced my mother and Mr. Smith to kind of like bring me into this program. So that's how I got introduced into Upward Bound. But anyway, I didn't go to college. I'll get that right now, but here's my story. As soon as I left Upward Bound and got home, I had a draft notice. Right after that summer program, and they shut it down, I went home. I had a draft notice. So I went down to the Army station and talked with them, and I wasn't in for that. So I went over to the Navy station, and I started talking with the people there. So they signed me up. So they gave me all these pre-tests if anybody went in the military. Well, when I got through with that, because of the help I had in Upward Bound, I qualified for the nuclear power program. I didn't want to do that, though. I was from Wichita. I wanted to be an aviation mechanic. So I talked them into that. So after I had gotten in, because they convinced me to go in under the nuclear power program, but I convinced them to let me go into aviation, they gave me 3 stripes to join. These are my scores. So when I went to school in Memphis, Tennessee, under the aviation program, I was topping my class out of 30 students. So they gave me 1 more stripe. So I walked out into the field as a petty officer, what the Navy calls it. I had 4 stripes on my shoulder already. I hadn't been in the Navy no more than 6 months.
All right.
So, and once again, you're talking early 70s. There wasn't a lot of people ready to listen to a black guy that didn't have much service, you know what I'm saying, but come out of school with a bunch of stripes on his shoulders. So I kind of went through that for about 6 months, and I kind of learned how to, hey, look, I'm in charge. You know what I'm saying? It was my job. If I didn't take the leadership role, I was going to be put back in a follower's role. So I went on and took the leadership role. And while I was in the Navy, got a chance to go to the Philippine Islands, spent about 6 years over there, circled the planet twice, once on the Carl Vinson, once on the Ike. So, and I've got 3 children now. I made sure their life wasn't like mine. One's an IT recruiter for a company in Chicago. The other one's running the mortgage department out in Las Vegas with Bank of America. And so my children are doing a lot better than I am. But thanks to my career, I'm also back in the 70s and early 80s. I got to put Chief Petty Officer stripes on my shoulder, where I got to wear the brown khakis and the anchors on my shoulders and everything else. But I can tell you this, thanks to that education that they helped square it away in Upward Bound in math and English, I was able to write reports, which you have to when you're in a leadership role. You have to have the punctuation right, and you have to be definitive in what you write. And of course, being a jet engine mechanic, I had to deal with math every day, because you're talking ratios and proportions all day long to get thrust out the back end from pressure coming in the front end mixed with fuel and everything else. So, you know, make a long story short, I came back to Wichita here and retired after 23 years. Wow. And a lot of my friends are trying to tell me I'm getting something for nothing. And I try to explain to them if they went through that 23 years, they'd understand it's not nothing. Yes, when I was on board ship, you work 12 hours on, 12 hours off, no weekends, no holidays, and you're out there for like 13 months, and then you get to come back home. During Vietnam, anyway, they outlawed that. Now it's no more than 6 months. But I can say thanks to Upward Bound and for somebody sitting down and taking the time with me. Back in there, that was a real kickback time back in there. Mr. Smith and Mr. Tilford, they would sit back and give you that father talking to like you really were just somebody else. And a young man, I guess is how they would put it. But I do say, I know you're lucky being a part of Upward Bound, and for those of you, I've listened to your stories, I know it's a wonderful thing, and once again, I'll say thank you. And Delta was a senior when I was coming in. She was on her way out. Thank you.